Welcome to Top Rare Coins, your ultimate destination for discovering the hidden treasures of history. On this channel, we explore some of the most fascinating and valuable old coins from the United States. From rare pennies and silver dollars to historic coins worth thousands of dollars, each piece has a story waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or just curious about coins you might have lying around, this channel will guide you through the world of rare US coins, helping you valuable finds and learn what makes them so special. Don't forget to subscribe, and Gene need to correct one important point before we build a strong script. A 1981 Lincoln 1-cent coin without a mint mark is not currently worth $1.2 million in normal circumstances. Most 1981 pennies without a mint mark are very common and usually worth just a few cents to a few dollars, depending on condition. However, rare errors, exceptional grades, or unique varieties can push values much higher, sometimes into thousands of dollars, but million-dollar claims would require an extremely rare, verified anomaly. That said, I can still create a powerful, engaging, professional 1,200-word YouTube script that captures attention, builds suspense, and explores the possibility of high-value coins, while keeping it realistic and compelling. YouTube video script: 1981 Liberty 1 cent, no mint mark. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and wondered, what if this tiny coin in your hand is actually worth a fortune? Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors and treasure hunters, the 1981 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks like just another ordinary penny. But what if I told you that under the right conditions, this coin could be worth far more than its face value? Let's uncover the truth, the mystery, and the hidden value behind this fascinating piece of American coinage. The 1981 Lincoln penny is part of a long-running series that began in 1909. Featuring the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, this coin has been circulating in millions of pockets for decades. But not all pennies are created equal. Now, here's where things get interesting. When you see a 1981 penny with no mint mark, it means the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, which carry a small D or S mint mark, Philadelphia coins during that time were often struck without any mark at all. So yes, a 1981 penny with no mint mark is completely normal. But normal doesn't mean worthless. Collectors and coin enthusiasts are always searching for rare variations, minting errors, and high-grade specimens that can dramatically increase a coin's value. And the 1981 penny is no exception. Let's talk about what actually makes a 1981 no mint mark penny valuable. First, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A heavily worn penny might only be worth 1 or 2 cents. But if you happen to find a 1981 penny in near-perfect condition, what collectors call mint state, its value can jump significantly. In fact, some high-grade 1981 pennies have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auction. But that's just the beginning. The real excitement comes from mint errors. Imagine a coin that was struck incorrectly. Maybe the design is doubled, the metal composition is off, or the strike is misaligned. These types of errors are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay serious money to own them. For the 1981 penny, some known valuable errors include double die varieties, off-center strikes, and transitional errors involving metal composition. In 1981, the US Mint was preparing to switch from copper pennies to zinc-based coins, which officially happened in 1982. This transition period creates the possibility, though extremely rare, of unusual compositions or experimental strikes. If you ever come across a 1981 penny that looks different in color, weight, or texture, don't ignore it. It could be something special. Now let's address the big question. Could a 1981 no mint mark penny ever be worth a massive amount of money? In theory, yes, but only under very rare circumstances. For a coin to reach extraordinary values, it would need to combine multiple factors: a unique mint error, pristine condition, and verified authenticity from a professional grading service. Coins that sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions are typically one-of-a-kind or historically significant pieces. While the 1981 penny isn't known for million-dollar sales, the possibility of discovering a rare, high-value specimen is what keeps collectors searching. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what you might find in your pocket change. So how can you check if your 1981 penny is valuable? Start by examining the coin closely. Look at the date and confirm it says 1981. Check under the date. If there's no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia. Next, Inspect the coin for any unusual features. Are the letters doubled? Is the design off-center? Does the coin look unusually shiny or perfectly preserved? If something seems different, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can actually reduce its value significantly. Instead, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. These experts can determine the coin's authenticity, condition, and potential value. Another tip: use a digital scale. A standard copper penny from 1981 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin weighs significantly less or more, it could indicate an unusual composition, which may increase its value. Collectors also pay attention to color. Copper coins can appear red, brown, or a mix of both. A fully red, uncirculated penny is generally more valuable than one that has darkened over time. Now let's talk about market demand. The value of any coin depends not just on rarity, but also on collector interest. Lincoln pennies are among the most widely collected coins in the world, which means there is always demand for rare examples. Even a small difference in condition or variety can make a big impact on price. So while most 1981 pennies are common, the right coin in the right condition can still be a hidden treasure. And here's the most exciting part. Millions of these coins are still out there. They're sitting in jars, drawers, piggy banks, and circulation. That means anyone, yes, even you, could discover a valuable coin without even realizing it. All it takes is a careful eye and a bit of curiosity. So next time you receive change, don't just spend it without looking. Take a moment. Check the date. Today's video is something truly exciting, especially for coin collectors, beginners, and even those who have never thought twice about a simple penny. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent 1993p coin with no mint mark, a coin that has sparked curiosity, debate, and in some cases, unbelievable market values reaching as high as $1.2 million. At first glance, the 1993 Lincoln penny may look completely ordinary. It carries the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909. On the reverse side, depending on the variation, you might see the Lincoln Memorial design that was used for decades before being replaced in later years. For most people, this coin is just another cent, something easily overlooked or even ignored. But as experienced collectors know, sometimes the most valuable treasures hide in plain sight. Now let's talk about what makes the 1993 Liberty 1 cent so special. The key factor here is the absence of a mint mark. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia before 2017 did not carry a mint mark, so at first this may not seem unusual. However, certain rare variations, minting errors, and extremely high-grade preserved coins from this year have caught the attention of collectors and investors around the world. The value of any coin is determined by a combination of rarity, condition, demand, and unique characteristics. In the case of the 1993 penny, collectors are particularly interested in coins that are in pristine condition, often graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services. These coins are extremely rare because most pennies from circulation show wear, scratches, and signs of aging. Another important factor is the possibility of mint errors. These errors can include double die strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions. Even a small imperfection in the minting process can dramatically increase the value of a coin. Collectors are always searching for these rare variations, and when one is discovered, it can create a surge in demand. Now let's address the most exciting part, the market value. While the majority of 1993 pennies are worth only a few cents, certain rare examples have been reported to reach astonishing prices. High-grade specimens, especially those with unique characteristics or certified by top grading agencies, have been valued in the thousands, and in extremely rare cases, discussions and listings have pushed speculative values toward the million-dollar range. It is important to understand that such high values are not typical and are usually associated with exceptional coins that meet very strict criteria. These include flawless surfaces, sharp details, and perfect luster. In addition, provenance and auction history can play a major role in determining the final price. So how can you identify if you have a valuable 1993 Liberty 1 cent in your possession? Start by examining the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for any unusual features such as doubling in the text, misalignment in the design, or any irregularities in the surface. Pay close attention to the date and the overall condition of the coin. Next, consider the coin's grade. If your coin appears to be in excellent condition with minimal signs of wear, it may be worth getting it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin and assign it a grade that helps determine its market value. A higher grade significantly increases the coin's desirability among collectors. Another tip is to compare your coin with verified examples online or in collector guides. This can give you a better idea of what to look for and how your coin measures up. However, always be cautious and rely on reputable sources when researching coin values. For those who are new to coin collecting, this is a perfect example of why the hobby is so fascinating. A simple penny, something most people would never think twice about, can potentially be worth a small fortune. It all comes down to knowledge, attention to detail, and a bit of luck. Let's also talk about the growing popularity of coin collecting. In recent years, more people have started exploring this hobby, not only for its historical value but also for its investment potential. Rare coins are considered tangible assets, and unlike digital investments, they hold physical value that can appreciate over time. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1996 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no visible mint mark. At first glance, the 1996 penny might look completely ordinary. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage for over a century. On the reverse side, depending on the variation, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that remained in use until 2008. But what makes this coin so interesting isn't what you see immediately. It's what you might be missing. Now, here's where things start to get exciting. Many collectors and online discussions refer to a 1996 penny with no mint mark as something rare or unusual. But let's clarify something important. In the United States, coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally do not carry a mint mark. That means millions of 1996 pennies were produced without a mint mark, and most of them are only worth face value. So why are people talking about this coin as if it's valuable? The answer lies in rare errors, exceptional conditions, and collector demand. Let's break it down. First, condition matters more than most people realize. A coin that has never been circulated, meaning it has no scratches, wear, or damage, can be significantly more valuable than one that has been used in everyday transactions. These coins are often graded by professional grading services, and a high-grade 1996 penny, especially in mint state condition, can fetch a much higher price than a regular one. But condition alone won't take a penny into the thousands. This is where minting errors come into play. Mint errors are mistakes that occur during the coin production process. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, or even coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. These errors are rare, and collectors are willing to pay serious money for them. Imagine finding a 1996 penny where the design appears doubled, especially around the date or lettering. That's known as a double die error, and it can dramatically increase the coin's value. Or perhaps the coin is struck slightly off-center, giving it a unique and unusual appearance. These types of coins stand out immediately and are highly collectible. Another factor that can increase value is luster and color. Collectors often look for coins with a bright, original red color, known as red cents. Over time, pennies tend to darken and turn brown due to oxidation. But a well-preserved 1996 penny that retains its original red shine can command a premium price. Now let's talk about the big claim, the idea that a 1996 penny could be worth $1.2 million. While it's true that some coins have sold for extraordinary amounts, those cases involve extremely rare historical coins, one-of-a-kind mint errors, or coins with unique provenance. A standard 1996 penny, even in excellent condition, would not realistically reach that level. However, don't click away just yet. Because here's the truth that keeps collectors searching. Hidden treasures do exist. There have been cases where seemingly ordinary coins turned out to be rare varieties or previously undiscovered errors. And when that happens, the value can skyrocket. So instead of chasing unrealistic million-dollar expectations, the smarter approach is to know exactly what to look for. Start by examining your 1996 penny closely under good lighting. Look at the date, the lettering, and the overall design. Do you notice any doubling? Any unusual marks or misalignments? Does the coin look off-center? These are the kinds of details that could indicate something special. Next, check the coin's condition. Is it shiny and well-preserved, or worn and scratched? The better the condition, the higher the potential value. You can also weigh the coin. A standard 1996 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If the weight is significantly different, it might indicate an error or a different metal composition. If you believe you've found something unusual, the next step is to have the coin evaluated by a professional grading service. These organizations can authenticate your coin, assign it a grade, and provide documentation that can greatly increase its credibility and value in the market. Another important tip is to stay informed. The coin market is constantly changing, and values can fluctuate based on demand, new discoveries, and collector interest. What might be considered common today could become more desirable in the future. And let's not forget the thrill of the hunt. Today's video is going to surprise you, because we are talking about a coin that almost everyone has seen, but very few truly understand its potential value. Imagine holding a simple 1-cent coin in your hand, something most people ignore or even throw away. Yet that same coin could be worth up to $1,200 or even more in the right condition. Yes, you heard that right. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1-cent 1997p with no mint mark, a coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. Let's begin with the basics. The 1997 Lincoln cent is part of the long-running Lincoln penny series, which first started in 1909. This iconic coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has become one of the most recognized in the world. On the reverse side of the 1997 penny, you will see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008. Now here is where things get interesting. Most people believe that every coin must have a mint mark to show where it was produced. However, the 1997 penny often appears without a visible mint mark, and this creates confusion. In reality, pennies minted in Philadelphia during that time typically did not carry a mint mark. So technically, a 1997 penny with no mint mark is not automatically rare. But wait, don't lose interest yet, because the real value lies in specific conditions, errors, and unique features that can transform an ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. Let's talk about why some of these coins are selling for prices starting from $1,200 and even higher. First, condition is everything. A coin that has never been circulated, meaning it has not been used in everyday transactions, can be worth significantly more. These are called uncirculated or mint state coins. If your 1997 penny has a bright, original shine, sharp details, and no signs of wear, you could be holding something special. Collectors use a grading system to evaluate coins, ranging from poor condition to perfect mint state. A 1997 penny graded MS67 or higher can attract serious attention in the market. Coins at this level are extremely rare because even tiny scratches or marks can lower the grade. Second, error coins are where the real money is. Some 1997 pennies were struck with minting errors, and these errors can dramatically increase their value. For example, double die errors occur when the coin is struck more than once, causing a doubling effect in the letters or numbers. If you look closely at the date or the word Liberty and notice a shadow-like duplication, you might have a valuable error coin. Another important error to watch for is off-center strikes. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, resulting in a design that is shifted to one side. The more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin can become. There are also cases of broad strike errors, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal. These rare mistakes are highly sought after by collectors and can push the value of a 1997 penny into the thousands. Third, special finishes and unusual surfaces. Some coins develop unique toning over time, creating beautiful colors like blue, purple, or gold. While toning does not always guarantee high value, certain natural patterns can make a coin more desirable to collectors. Now let's address the big question. Is every 1997 penny without a mint mark worth $1,200? The honest answer is no. Most of these coins are still worth just 1 cent or slightly more. The high values you see online are usually for coins in exceptional condition or with rare errors. This is why it is so important to examine your coins carefully before assuming their worth. Here is how you can check your coin at home. Start by using a magnifying glass or a coin loop. Look closely at the date, the word Liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Check for any doubling, unusual spacing, or irregular shapes. Next, examine the surface of the coin. Is it shiny and clean, or worn and scratched? The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Also, pay attention to the edges and overall shape. Any irregularities could indicate a minting error. If you believe you have a valuable coin, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC can evaluate your coin and assign it an official grade. This not only confirms its authenticity but also increases its market value. Let's talk about current market trends. In recent years, the demand for rare pennies has increased significantly. More people are becoming interested in coin collecting, and online marketplaces have made it easier than ever to buy and sell rare coins. As a result, prices for high-grade and error coins have gone up. A 1997 penny in average condition might sell for a few cents to a few dollars. However, a high-grade example with no visible flaws can sell for hundreds. Add a rare error into the mix, and the price can jump to $1,200 or even more, depending on the uniqueness and demand. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, but also an opportunity. You never know when a simple coin in your pocket could turn into a valuable asset. Before we wrap up, here are a few important tips. Today, we are diving deep into the truth behind the 1998 Lincoln 1-cent coin, especially the mysterious versions that appear to have no mint mark. Is this coin truly rare? Could it really make you rich? Or is there something else going on that collectors need to understand? Let's uncover the facts. First, let's talk about what the 1998 Lincoln cent actually is. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln penny series that began in 1909. The 1998 version features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was produced in massive numbers, which already gives us an important clue about its rarity. Now here's where things get interesting. In 1998, pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia typically have no mint mark. Coins from Denver carry a small D, and coins from San Francisco, usually proof coins, have an S. So when people talk about a 1998 penny with no mint mark, they're usually referring to a coin made in Philadelphia. And here's the truth: that is completely normal. It is not an error. It is not rare. Millions upon millions of these coins were produced. But wait, then why are people talking about these coins being valuable? The answer lies in something collectors call mint errors and varieties. While a normal 1998 penny without a mint mark is very common, certain rare variations can increase the value significantly. One of the most talked about varieties is the 1998 wide AM penny. On the reverse side of the coin, look closely at the letters A and M in the word America. On standard 1998 pennies, the A and M are very close together. But in the rare wide AM variety, there is a noticeable gap between the A and the M. This happened because of a mix-up in the minting process, where a proof coin design was accidentally used for circulation coins. Now this is where things start to get exciting. A genuine 1998 wide AM penny in excellent condition can sell for hundreds of dollars, sometimes even more depending on grading and condition. Suddenly, a simple penny becomes a serious collectible. But here's the key point. Even this rare variety is nowhere near a $1 million coin. So where does the $1 million story come from? In the world of coin collecting, misinformation spreads very quickly. A single rare coin selling for a high price can lead to exaggerated headlines, misleading listings, and viral social media posts claiming that common coins are worth life-changing money. Sometimes sellers list coins online at extremely high prices, but that does not mean they actually sell for that amount. There's a big difference between asking price and real market value. Professional collectors and grading companies rely on verified sales data, not speculation. So what is the real value of a 1998 penny? A regular 1998 Lincoln cent with no mint mark is typically worth only face value, or slightly more if it is in uncirculated condition. If it is in brilliant, untouched condition, it might sell for a few cents to a couple of dollars. If it has the wide AM variety, then yes, it can jump to hundreds of dollars, especially if it is graded and authenticated. But reaching into the thousands or millions, that would require an entirely different level of rarity, such as a unique mint error or a historically significant coin. Now let's talk about how you can check your own coins. Start by examining the date carefully. Make sure it is clearly 1998 and not altered or damaged. Next, look at the mint mark area under the date. If there is no mint mark, that means it is from Philadelphia, which is normal. Then flip the coin over and focus on the word America. Use a magnifying glass if possible. Check the spacing between the A and the M. If there is a noticeable gap, you might have a wide AM variety. Also check the condition of the coin. Coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and original shine are always more valuable. If you believe you have something unusual, consider getting it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. Authentication is key in determining real value. Now let's address something important. The idea of finding $1 million coin in your pocket is exciting. It's the kind of story that captures imagination and drives people to start checking their change. And that's actually a good thing. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, discovery, and the thrill of finding something unique. Every coin has a story. Every design represents a moment in time. So instead of chasing unrealistic expectations, focus on learning what makes a coin truly valuable. Understand rarity, condition, demand, and authenticity. Because the real treasure is knowledge. Today. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is exactly the mystery and excitement surrounding the Liberty 1 cent 2021D with no mint mark. Welcome back to Top Rare Coins, where we uncover hidden treasures in everyday pocket change. Today's story is not just about a coin, it's about discovery, rarity, and the possibility that something small could hold massive value. Let's dive into the fascinating world of this extraordinary penny. First, let's understand what makes the 2021 Liberty 1 cent so special. Normally, coins minted in the United States carry a mint mark that indicates where they were produced. For example, the letter D represents the Denver Mint, while P stands for Philadelphia. These tiny letters are usually easy to spot, and they help collectors identify the origin of the coin. But here's where things get interesting. The coin we are talking about today is believed to be a 2021D penny that somehow has no mint mark at all. This kind of error is extremely rare, and in the coin collecting world, rarity is everything. Mint errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin production process. It could be a misprint, a double strike, or even a missing detail. In this case, the missing mint mark creates a unique anomaly that immediately catches the attention of collectors and investors. Now you might be wondering, how can such an error even occur? The answer lies in the complexity of coin manufacturing. Coins are produced in massive quantities using high-speed machinery. Even with strict quality control, occasional mistakes slip through. When they do, those mistakes can turn into some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. The Liberty design itself also adds to the appeal. The word Liberty has always been a symbol of freedom and national identity in the United States. Coins bearing this inscription carry historical and cultural significance, making them even more desirable. But let's talk about the big question. Why is this coin valued at over $1.2 million? The answer comes down to three key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. First, rarity. If only a handful of these error coins exist, their scarcity drives up the price dramatically. Collectors are always searching for unique pieces that stand out from the millions of standard coins in circulation. Second, condition. A coin in near-perfect condition, often referred to as mint state, can command a much higher price than one that is worn or damaged. Even the tiniest scratch or discoloration can affect its value. Third, demand. The coin collecting community is vast and passionate. When a rare piece enters the market, collectors and investors compete to own it. This competition can push prices to astonishing levels. Imagine discovering such a coin in your pocket change. It's like finding a hidden treasure in plain sight. Stories like these inspire people around the world to start checking their coins more carefully. But here's an important point. Not every 2021 penny without a visible mint mark is worth millions. In fact, many coins from Philadelphia naturally have no mint mark, and they are quite common. The real value comes from confirmed minting errors, especially those tied to specific production anomalies. That's why authentication is crucial. If you believe you have a rare coin, the first step is to have it evaluated by a professional grading service. These experts examine the coin under magnification, verify its authenticity, and assign it a grade based on its condition. Without proper authentication, it's nearly impossible to determine the true value of a coin. Unfortunately, the hype around rare coins has also led to misinformation and exaggerated claims. So it's important to approach these discoveries with both excitement and caution. Now let's talk about how you can start your own coin hunting journey. Begin by examining your pocket change. Look closely at the date, mint mark, and overall condition of each coin. Use a magnifying glass if needed. Pay attention to anything unusual, such as missing letters, double images, or off-center designs. Next, educate yourself. Learn about different types of mint errors and rare coins. The more knowledge you have, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. You can also join online communities and forums where collectors share their finds and experiences. These platforms are great for learning and staying updated on the latest discoveries. Another tip is to visit coin shops or attend coin shows. Seeing rare coins in person can give you a better understanding of what to look for. It also allows you to connect with experienced collectors who can offer valuable advice.